Hello and welcome to 100 Yards of Football Sports Talk Radio. I'm your producer, Jeremiah Long, and coming to talk about the 9 Georgia Bulldogs players drafted in this year's 2021 NFL Draft is a man who needs no introduction when it comes to draft profiles, Mr. Logan Landers. How's it going, Mr. Landers?
What's up, Jeremiah? Another great Monday talking some football with you. We've already done a lot of football content this morning with some 2 draft recaps for the Atlanta Falcons in the hometown and the Jacksonville Jaguars. So ready to go back to Atlanta, back to Georgia, and talk about these Bulldogs that were picked because, man, 9. That's a lot of players. That just lets you know how talented this group was for UGA. So ready to talk about it.
Yes. All right, here we go. Mr. Landers, tell us, out of the entire draft class, who had the most draft picks or who had a record number of draft picks, and what were those picks, and how did we do in this thing with these Georgia Bulldogs?
Let's do it, man. All right, let's get things started here with Eric Stokes, UGA Bulldog, selected in the first round, pick 29, going to the Green Bay Packers, helping out Aaron Rodgers and crew. I like this pick. I know whenever Eric was picked, a lot of Green Bay fans were a little bit shocked because they thought they were going to go with an offensive threat to help out and please Aaron Rodgers, who's voiced his displeasure. But you got to help out defense too, man. You got to help out on your defense side. Eric Stokes, we know what he did at Georgia. Absolute stud at UGA, and I really like this pick. The Packers already have Jair Alexander, who's a star. Now I think if Eric Stokes can get under his wing and learn a little bit, we'll be seeing how Eric does in the NFL, man. But his college career, solid. And I'm ready to see how this young man's going to perform at the next level, man. I think that he's going to translate very well into this Green Bay defense. Let's keep things going here. Let's go into the second round. Man, we just talked about at our Jaguars team preview with Tyson Campbell, round 2, pick 33. This young man is absolutely a star cornerback, of course, but man, he has everything that you want in a solid corner in the NFL. And like I said, that was a perfect pick for him to go to Jacksonville to help out Trevor Lawrence, their brand new franchise quarterback, help them out on the defense side of the ball where they had some issues. And I think that Tyson Campbell is a solid pickup for Jacksonville. So, hey, these 2 guys, Eric Stokes, Tyson Campbell, weren't drafted too far apart from each other, but I'm ready to see how these 2 young cornerbacks from UGA, we all know what they did with the Bulldogs. Now they're going to go their separate ways into the NFL, and I think they're going to have solid careers. Let's keep things rocking, though, Jeremiah. We have Azeez Ojoulari, round 2, pick 50, linebacker, went to the New York Giants. I like this kid, man. He had a lot of potential, and I think that the Giants got an absolute stud here in the making that can get to the quarterback, can get some tackles, and I think that he's going to ball out for the Giants because we saw what they did at Georgia, man. This was no joke. They got 9 guys drafted, so we know the talent is there, and I think Azeez Ojoulari was a perfect pickup for the New York Giants.
Yeah.
All right, we have Monty Rice, round 3, pick 92, went to the Tennessee Titans, and this young man is a linebacker, and the Titans need a linebacker. Why not go down south, man? Get Monty Rice. He's going to the Titans now, going to help out that team. And I think the Titans are just a few pieces away, honestly, from a really good playoff push because we know their offense is pretty solid with Derrick Henry. They got the one of, if not the best running back in the NFL. Help out that defense a little bit. Get Monty Rice, a solid linebacker at Georgia. Man, this might be a good selection for them for many years to come. I like Monty Rice, a lot of potential. We'll see how it can translate, though, for the Tennessee Titans.
Yes.
All right, we have Ben Cleveland, the big man, round 3, pick 94. Like I said, these guys were picked pretty much right next to each other. He's going to the Baltimore Ravens as an offensive guard. So this is a big human of a man, Jeremiah. He is absolutely huge. And I think that, his frame being what it is, I think he's really going to help out at 6'6", 343. He's already got the looks of an NFL lineman. So he's going to help out Lamar Jackson, who's we know is one of the more electric quarterbacks in the NFL. You need someone to block for him. You need someone to block for the running game, for the passing game. And Ben Cleveland can do all that and then some. I like this young man. I think this was a good pickup for the Ravens. And, hey, you got to protect your franchise, and what better way than get a guy from Georgia with Ben Cleveland. Happy for him to go to the Ravens. and hopefully he's going to be doing some good things for them for a long time. All right, Trey McKinnon is drafted up next, man. Hey, by the LA Chargers. Really good pick, round 3, pick 97. And hey, as a tight end, though, man, I like this. I like this pick a lot for the Chargers. We all know that they have their dude with Justin Herbert, the amazing quarterback doing his thing down there, only going to get better and better. You got a new weapon for him, though. You got something new for him to play with, a new tight end, Trey McKinnon. I like this young man. I think this was a good pick by the Chargers. They got a steal from him in the 3rd round. And I think that if he can start to shine, if he can get a lot of recognition, I think that he could be a solid tight end for years to come. I know the guys in LA are loving this. The Chargers fans are loving this. I'm loving it too, Jerry. Bulldog got drafted, going to the Chargers, doing some good things out there on the West Coast now. So it's a big change now, going from Athens, Georgia, all the way to LA. So hopefully he can adapt to the different lifestyle, different time zone, and hopefully he'll have a good career for the LA Chargers. All right, getting a little bit towards the end now. We have Richard LeCounte III being drafted by the city who was hosting the draft this year in Cleveland, going to the Cleveland Browns. Round 5, pick 169. The Browns need a little bit of help, and what better way to go with a safety who's done some good things for Georgia. I like Richard LeCounte. I didn't think he would drop to the 5th round. I thought he was more of maybe a 4th or a 3rd round selection even. But hey, this is a good pickup though by Cleveland. I think that if he can really help out that defense, we don't know how explosive that offense is in Cleveland. So this is a good pickup. I think that if he can really just help out and get good packages and really just help out in the backside and that secondary, man, Richard is going to have a good career, I think, for the Browns because they need a little bit of help at that safety position. And that Browns might be in possession, man. They might be getting closer and closer to a potential Super Bowl berth if they keep drafting the way they've been doing, man. So I think the Browns have a lot of upside. So Richard LeCounte went to a very good team with the Cleveland Browns. Happy for him. All right, Trey Hill going to the Cincinnati Bengals, round 6, pick 190. Hey, the Bengals needed a lot of help on the offensive line. Trey Hill is one of the most important pieces being the center, and so I think that if this young man can do some good work for them, I think this will help out the Bengals a lot. They need some help to protect Joe Burrow. They just got a shiny new object with the number 5 overall pick. I thought they were going to go with Penei Sewell. They went around me, man. They went with Jamar Chase, one of the more explosive wide receivers in the draft. But hey, they picked up Jackson Carman, of course, a young man we've talked about on the show before, to help out their offensive line. And now they got Trey Hill in the later rounds to help out as well. So I think that they had a good draft as well. And I'm happy for Trey Hill going to the Cincinnati Bengals. He's on a team with a lot of upside. And we'll see how he can do for them in the future, man. But I like this pick. I think the Bengals are looking up and up now. They have a lot of talent. And hopefully, it can come all together and they can have a good playoff push in a couple of years. I'm looking forward to it, though. Yes. And finally, the last pick for the UGA Bulldogs that was selected is Mr. Mark Webb. Round 7, pick 241 with the Los Angeles Chargers. So, hey, he's got Trey McKinnon with him at least. At least they're not going to go to the West Coast alone. He's got a little bit of help with him. So, Mark Webb, of course, safety for the Chargers now. And, hey, like I said, 7th round pick. Usually it's a guy, who has a lot of potential and a guy they kind of took a shot on. But I don't think that Mark Webb is a 7th round type of talent. I think that he has a lot of potential, and being 6'1", 207, he's got a lot of good abilities to him. And like I said, just because you're selected in the 6th round or the 7th round doesn't mean that you're a 6th or a 7th round talent. That's just the way it is. So Mark Webb, happy for you. And now that just means that even though you were selected 7th round, that means you just got a lot of, potential. You have a giant chip on your shoulder to prove everyone wrong that went by your side, that then draft you for 6 rounds. And now you can do your thing out there for the Chargers. But overall, I am happy for all 9 of the Georgia Bulldogs who were drafted. And, I mean, there was a lot of guys they could have picked from, but I'm happy that this is a school record now. 9 guys who were picked. So happy for all the Bulldogs players who are going all across the globe now in the U.S., helping out these NFL clubs. And, hey, hopefully they can all have some good careers.
Absolutely. Well, that's an amazing, amazing draft class coming out. That just shows that it's just a testament to the Georgia Bulldogs coaching staff, to the Alumni Association, to the Athletic Association, to the school itself, to the players, to the fans. All of those people working together real hard to make sure that these young men get a chance to move on to the highest level. Now, each of these guys has just, made a transition past the threshold into that amazing place that they've worked for all the way for probably in some of them from middle school, some of them even, from elementary school, maybe. I know when you speak to Bobby Butler, he'll tell you that when he was 9 years old, he wrote on a piece of paper, "I will be a professional football player." And that's all he knew. He kept that piece of paper with him and used it as his marching orders all the way until he was drafted by the Atlanta Falcons. And so there are other players that have been working that hard for so long. And we just want to give a huge congratulations to the entire Georgia Bulldog Nation, to each of these young men and their families, and to all of us here in the sports world who've been covering these great individuals and their great players all the way, especially through their college days. We had some great times with them through their college days. Cannot wait to see what they do on the NFL side. So everybody watching, make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel and to our pages, especially sharing. Sharing is one of the most gracious and thankful things that you can do for us because it helps us so much in getting our information out there. And if you are listening to us on our podcast, thank you. But if you're not yet, why not? Come over to anywhere you listen to podcasts and look up 100 Yards of Football. You can do it over on Spotify. You can go over onto Apple Podcast. You can go anywhere that you listen to podcasts and pull up 100 Yards of Football. And we're here for you. We put out a new podcast every single day with Mr. Logan Landers and myself and Vincent, Mr. Football Turner, and Bobby Butler, the two-time All-American, first-round draft pick for the Atlanta Falcons. He was a 12-year NFL vet before settling down and joining us on our show. And we have some other great guests from around the country and around the nation, because sometimes we want to talk to other football experts, and sometimes we want to talk to some coaches, former and current, and sometimes we want to bring in draft prospects themselves, like we did with Avery Williams, and to see where is your brain at before the draft. And of course, we're going to come back and we're going to see where his brain's at now that he's been drafted a little later. So for the entire team here, I am Jeremiah Long, the producer, and you've been listening to Mr. Logan Landers give us this historic Georgia draft class for 2021, a record for Georgia number of draft picks, and we really appreciate it. Logan, you have any final thoughts on the way out?
Yeah, just, happy that we were able to do all these draft prospects. We covered a few of these players. We covered a lot of players in the draft. Like I said, we don't have the stats right in front of us. We're probably going to pull those together in a little while and just see how many guys we talked about in this NFL draft. But when I was sharing them back on our Facebook, just when they were happening, man, it seemed like we were just doing big clusters. We'd get 5, maybe even 10 guys in a row that we were talking about. There'd be 1 or 2 we'd miss because it's hard to get all of these guys now. But, man, we did a lot of good work. Happy for the entire team. We got through the draft. And now, like you said, the hard part's over. Now it's just time for us to kick back, relax, and talk about all the hard work we did, man. See how these guys did, where they went. And happy for all the Georgia Bulldog players selected, and happy for all the guys we talked about, like I said, on the show or just in our draft profiles and how they got picked. So all in all, man, we did a great job. What more can I say?
I have to agree there. So for the whole team here at 100 Yards of Football, I'm Jeremiah Long, and this has been Logan Landers. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be right back with another live football show.